Alright, hey everyone, this is Teacher Sean. I'm actually supposed to be putting out a video for my vlog. I was going to do vlog video 3, I'm going to be doing that, but I think I'm going to stop on doing that. I can't do the 30 days, it's just way too difficult. It's very frustrating to do because it takes forever on this computer. This computer runs very slowly. It's very slow when it comes to uploading videos from my phone and then editing it, then putting it on YouTube, because I believe in the complex I live in here in Tucson, for this side of the complex, it's I think we're in a dead zone for this part of it, because I live on the right side of the complex from the front gate. So it just makes the computer go really slow and the internet really slow sometimes. Well, not sometimes, like every day. But anyway, so I'm just going to load up the last vlog and then that's it. I'm not going to load up anymore. But I'm still going to do weekly prayer videos and weekly videos of like teachings, or I'll tell testimony or story, something like all different study videos, you know, Christian videos. So I'm going to be talking about the last couple of weeks have been really hard, have been very difficult, and I do credit this to the Christian warfare that's been, not Christian warfare, but the spiritual warfare that I feel has been going on lately. It's just been very, very difficult to live. Basically, I put out this one video that I'm going to go ahead and put in the description. I put out this video a couple weeks ago that I was playing for 24 hours a day. It's called the Valley of Death Awakening Prayer. And I wrote this for Tucson. I mapped out this prayer that I said for 15 minutes and I put on a loop for 24 hours. I believe I put the loop on for about 15 minutes or so on my YouTube channel for the Love Selfless video, or Love Stillness. And so 5 days after I started doing it, all these things have just started happening to me, like out of nowhere. And even it was happening the other day too, because I was putting on a different prayer video called the Restoration Rejuvenation Prayer for the Fellowship of the Martyrs in Liberty, Missouri. And so my tire blew out of my car. The other tire blew out a few days ago. It had only been like about 3 weeks since the first tire blew out. I understand, because it could be all credited to coincidence, but I'm a man that believes in spiritual warfare. I believe in the spirit realm, the angels and demons fighting. When you do things for God, you're gonna get, you're gonna get lashed at from the enemy. That's what I personally believe. It says that in the Bible. That's going to happen. The more you work for the Lord, the worse your life is going to get. I mean, the Lord's always going to provide a window or a door. Door's going to open for you, no matter what happens. Like, He will provide an escape. So even if it doesn't seem like it, you're supposed to rejoice. From what I learned from Doug and from other pastors and reading the Bible, you're supposed to rejoice when bad things happen to you, when you go through bad times, especially when you're trying to do things for Jesus and expand on the church and do what you think's what God is calling you to do. And I mean, I think that's just how it works. But I wrote out the prayer and I was playing it for about 5 days. I didn't even do it for the whole 24 hours on like 2 of the days. Just about maybe like 6 to 12 hours. I don't remember. But it's just like 5 days after that I got a ticket because I was very stressed and was confused when I was driving because I got my money, the thing I was getting for unemployment. I still am owed about another $2,500 on there for unemployment. And they have cut me off. That day, this was about 2 weeks ago, I got cut off it was while I was playing the prayer, and then the same day I was very stressed out the whole day. That it was just a nightmare the entire day, and there's been a lot of days like that lately, basically since I started the prayer. And I mean, then the same day I'm driving down Speedway, and there's a sheriff behind me, and I drive while there's a school bus sitting there, where they're letting all these kids off at the from this is elementary school, but it's like at a bus stop for the suburban area. And then I get pulled over, and I get a ticket for it. And also, but this is just me being careless. I didn't, fix anything with my car insurance, so I wasn't able to provide proof of insurance at the moment. I was able to do it the next day. be able to print it out and everything. But yeah, it was just, you know, so that happened. And the next day I was trying to go to court to try to see what's going on, like how much it's going to cost, what are my options. When I went down to the court building, and I felt that, well, I didn't feel, I saw that I was being followed by a different sheriff from a different one of those larger, you know, sheriff cars, like it's like a SUV thing that they have in Tucson. It was a different one. I felt like I was being followed. I think I was just being paranoid, but I was gripping the steering wheel. I was hyperventilating. This was the next day. I went into the court building and asked what's going on. They said, we can't do anything to help you right now. It's only October 5th. There's nothing we can do. You have to come back in on November 5th. Or no, it was like October 8th. You have to come in on the 5th because your whatever it is, because I never dealt with this before of getting a ticket. I never even got a speeding ticket before. But yeah, it was just like they said for me to come back. You're not going to see a judge, which really relieved me. And I showed them proof of insurance, and she was like, no, you'll have to come back, but bring your paperwork and all this stuff. Plead guilty, and then pay for the charge of the first offense. The second offense they're just going to throw out. And I said, okay. So it looked like, you know, everything was going well, and then it was like one thing after another. And I quit playing the prayer. So about 2 weeks ago, I saw my friend Brian, because I'm hanging out with this new Christian guy who's a missionary from Nepal. I mean, he's from here, but he's been to different places in the world doing missionary work for God, working with YWAM International Missions. And so he was telling me to not discredit the fact that it's all just a big coincidence. I mean, but my tire blew out. The other tire just blew out. I'm actually being I'm being told that what is it called? It has to do with fraud for the unemployment system. Even though I went into the office and the lady said, oh no, everything's fixed, because I was supposed to go into a workshop to get a new job. And it didn't work out, so I didn't feel like I needed to go. But then I found out, oh, I got in all types of trouble for not going. I did go to the next workshop. She said, everything's fine. You're going to get your weekly payments until the $3 grand is up if you don't find a job. And so now they're accusing me of fraud, because from the 20th to the 26th of September, they said that I am owing about around $150, and I don't have it. I mean, I have it right now, but that money is going to go pay off the ticket when I have to go to court on the 5th. So, which is it's in 2 weeks. But I felt I didn't do anything wrong, and I yelled at several different people. I yelled at a supervisor. I mean, I didn't yell at a lot of people. I yelled at the supervisor because I was very upset and frustrated, as they were saying that, you know, I've been cited for fraud and whatever. And I feel that all of this has to do with the spiritual warfare that's always going on around us. So Uncle Doug on his Fellowship of the Martyrs channel talks about it a lot. I mean, I watched a lot of videos about demonology, but no one really describes it like to a T better than better than what he does. I mean, I've seen it from Mark Driscoll, I've seen it from Rob Bell, and from different channels about, you know, things like that. And I mean, he's the one that just does it the best. So I would highly recommend, if you want to do a study in demonology or become a demonologist, to watch his videos on it. Okay, sorry, my brother was telling me that he got the cat litter from the Albertsons. I had to take out all the stuff from the cat litter box, you know, dump it out and refill it. But yeah, like I was saying, a day after, a guy followed me home, and that was like from a library across the street from this apartment, which has never happened to me before. I mean, since like high school. That was like 10 years ago, so that was really upsetting, because I had to close all the drapes and the doors, and you know, have everything shut for a few hours because I didn't want him to come looking for me. Some guy was just asking, like, oh, he like followed me here to the apartment, asked if I lived here and what the safety rating of the apartment is here, like how good is the security at night and stuff. And it just really like freaked me out. And I think it all has to do with you know, what it has to do with spiritual warfare, the warfare that goes on when you do things of God, and then everything kind of just goes to crap, like, you know, what happened to Paul You know, with the shipwreck, and he got flogged, he got thrown out. Even when the Holy Spirit told him not to go, you know, he still went anyways. And Acts, you read through chapter 2, Acts chapter 2, chapter 5, and so this talks about, you know, when Paul became a missionary. But yeah, I mean, that's just the price that you have to pay. It's the consequence for writing a prayer like that out, because I mapped out a prayer around all the borders of Tucson. I prayed for this great awakening for everybody to get saved eventually here in Tucson, because it's technically considered an untouched region. I looked it up, not counting Catholic and Presbyterian, just basically Protestant, like non-denominational Christians. It's at 4.77% right now. So Tucson's technically an untouched region, you know, considering the different percentages. I mean, if you consider Catholic, because it's like 33.5%, but even though Catholic people can be used by God to do good things, like atheists, Mormons, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses, the people that are not of the cross, not of Jesus, they just say they are. They use Jesus as their poster boy, but there's like an agenda, like the Watchtower and whatnot. They can still be used by God, but they're not of God, in my opinion. They're not. I don't see them of God. So I was praying to really lift up all the people, to get the fire back, and for people to consider Jesus in whatever way it is that that the Holy Spirit would just go on to everybody in Tucson. So, I mean, that's pretty much what's been going on for the last probably 2 weeks. I just need a lot of prayer and be able to do this. So this is the 1C2R podcast, or radio show, or I don't know, it's 1C2R show. And yeah, thanks for, go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook if you need prayer or anything. And thank you.